Hi, this is Danielle, and this is week 10 of the short video series, Why Jesus. Today I was just speaking to my son who's under the age of 1, and I tried to read him this kid version of the Bible, the Jesus story, and weekly, and I think it's really good, even though he's under 1 and maybe can't comprehend everything. I just want him to know that I like to read to him, first of all, and also I like to read stories about Jesus, and so that he grows up knowing Jesus and who he is, and about the Bible. So the kid version is great because it really does simplify like stories and language that God uses, and sometimes it's confusing in the Bible, especially for kids or even new Christians. And but over time you learn things more, and you want to dig in deeper, and the Bible really does start to speak to you. So, but in the meantime, I think reading something like this, if you're a new Christian or even kids, even with pictures and stuff, is great because even though it's not necessarily the Bible, it reflects the Bible, and it's used in simpler terms. So with that, I read my son a story which is marked in Luke 15 of the New Testament, and it's titled Running Away. And I thought how appropriate just to read this to you all, my audience, because it's a great story, and I think it's put in really good terms here, and hopefully you can learn something from it. So I will read you this story and just keep it at that for this week. Jesus told this story about a boy who ran away. Once upon a time, there was a boy and his dad. Now, one day the boy gets to thinking, maybe if I didn't have my dad around telling me what is good for me all the time, I'd be happier. He's spoiling my funny things. Does my dad really want me to be happy? Does my dad really love me? The son never thought of that before, but suddenly he doesn't know anymore. So the son goes to his father and says, Dad, I'm better off without you. I can look after myself. Just give me my share of money. His father is sad, but he won't force his boy to stay. So he gives his son what he wants. The son takes the money and goes on a long journey to a far-off country. And everything's wonderful and perfect for a while. He can go wherever he wants, do whatever he wants, be whoever he wants. He is his boss. He is free. Sometimes he gets a strange, hungry, homesick feeling inside his heart, but then he eats more, drinks more, buys more, clothes more, even goes to parties more until it goes away. But soon his money runs out, and so do his friends. He ends up getting the only job he can find, feeding pigs. One day he is so hungry and so desperate he even tries some pig food. What am I doing? He suddenly says, as if he was woken up from a nightmare. He spits, yuck, all of it, out of his mouth. My father is rich, and here I am in a pigsty eating pig food. He wipes his mouth, dusts himself off. I'm going home. As he starts for home, though, he begins to worry. Dad won't love me anymore. I've been too bad. He won't even have me as a son. So he practices his I'm sorry speech. All this time while he does this, day after day, his dad has been standing on the porch, straining his eyes, looking into the distance, waiting for his son to come home. He just can't stop loving him. He longs for the sound of his boy's voice. He can't be happy until he gets him back. The son is still a long way off, but his dad sees him coming. What will the dad do? Fold his arms and frown? Shout, that'll teach you, and just wait, young man? No, that's not how the story goes. The dad leaps off the porch, races down the hill, through the gap in the hedge, up the road, before his son can even begin his I'm sorry speech. His dad runs to him, throws his arms around him, and can't stop kissing him. Let's have a party, his dad shouts. My boy's home. He ran away. I lost him, but now I have him back. Jesus told them God is like the dad who can't stop loving his boy, and people are like the son who said, does my daddy really want me to be happy? Jesus told told people this story to show them what God is like and how to show people what they are like. So they could know, however far they ran, however well they hid, however lost they were, it wouldn't matter, because God's children could never run too far or be too lost for God to find them. Okay, you might be laughing because I know I'm completely corny and cheesy, but I just read you a kid book. And even though I am a mommy now, and I tend to do this often, read kids' books and act like a kid, don't you think that was just such a great story? It really happened. I mean, it's in Luke 15. Check it out yourself. And I think that this summed it up pretty well. To be lost and be found again, and to have that feeling of knowing that that's just our God is there to open us and welcome us with arms even when we do stray away. And I think so many times we think that we can do it on our own. We got this, we don't need God, or we think that we can party and do all these things. But really the party is where God's at. We're back at home in his arms, and there's where the love and the joy and the fulfillment comes. So when we stray away, which we all will do, or we have done, or are doing now, God is always there to welcome us back. He's searching for us. He's on the lookout. And the reason why he doesn't necessarily, he knows where we're at all the time, but it's our free will and our choices to decide if we're going to go or come back or stay where we're at. And that's why when we do decide to come back, he is there. So thought that you would enjoy that story. Just remember that, the parable of the lost son, when time's in need, and know that God's waiting for you with open arms all the time. No matter what situation you're at in life, it's not too late. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in next week for the short video series, Why Jesus? Thanks.